Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome back to Adobe Live. We are privileged enough to be joined by Alex Lazaris. He is no stranger to Adobe Live. You might know him from Design Blitz. You might know him from Stump the Chump. Really great designer. He's going to walk us through a bunch of different stuff. But welcome to the show. Good morning, or I guess good afternoon to you, right?
Good top of the morning to you. Yeah, good happy day to y'all wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for tuning in. I'm super stoked to be here. This is super fun, Ryan. We've been on so many calls together and now doing this live together is
Yeah, this is our
fun.
inaugural time that anyone has seen us in the same place at the same time. So we're not the same
Yeah.
person.
People thought we were the Mary Kate and Olsen twins.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got the glasses, right? So,
That's all you need.
what are we going to be working on today?
So
Well,
yeah,
actually,
we
before
are
we even do that, for anyone who has never seen your stuff, which I'd be surprised by, but for anyone who hasn't seen your stuff, who are you? What are you interested in art? Yeah, I guess just start with that.
yeah. I'm Alex Lazaris. I run a little design studio called Lazarus. It's a small branding little firm. We do lots of cool things. But today, specifically, we're going to be tackling kind of some of the new integrated gradient and pattern tools within Adobe Illustrator. And what I'm really, really excited about is this kind of plays really well into this project that I did with Ethan like 2 years ago called Carbon 6. It's like a Amazon fulfillment company that owns a bunch of subsidies. If you're anywhere in the like drop shipping world, you've probably heard of like all these things you can do. Carbon 6 integrates a bunch of different cross-selling tools and we built this brand for them. It was a massive project. It took us several months to work on it, but the system I think plays really well for what we're going to be doing today where it's like built on gradients and it's built on patterns and it's like a robust design system. For this, we needed to build out like 30 different sub brands and they all had to like play together. So we built out like an icon system. We built out like a flexible like tooling kit so that we can like keep rebuilding the shapes and like make each icon feel like ownable and unique, but all in the same collateral system. And then you can kind of see like each app icon kind of got their own like little texture and pattern. We built all these guidelines and brand kits for them. But this, I think, on the right side, you can see where we got like a toolkit built for each brand where it's like gradient background, a little bit of noise, and then a pattern foreground. And I'm going to be showing you how to do all this stuff in real
And
time today.
I like the 3D like exploded look for this too.
Yeah.
It's like a good way of being able to show it, especially for especially non-creatives or like maybe account managers or something. I also am
Yep.
really happy
Absolutely.
that we made it through the dark ages of gradients being cringe. There was like
Yeah.
a good like five to 10 year period, right after Microsoft PowerPoint. No shade, but that everyone was afraid to use them, and then like they came back, and I was like, is it going to be a trend? Is it going to be here for good? I'm not sure. And it
Yeah.
looks like we're here for good, which is good. Um,
Yeah, I think these things are so cyclical that like it'll come and it'll go. But like I love heavy swatches of color,
yeah,
and if you throw a gradient on it, especially with the freeform gradient tool, like props to the Adobe team for listening to the creatives and like actually integrating these things. I know like the freeform gradient tool's been around for several years now, but it's still one of my favorites, and it's fun just like moving the light sources around the gradient patterns, and yeah, it's
yeah.
sick.
No, it's you get to play like Rainbow God there for a second. But before we hop into Adobe Illustrator, as where we'll be hanging out, we are live on both YouTube and Behance. I do want to say hello to Allison Marquette and Jacob Paris. We have Steve, we have David. Thank you guys all for being here. David, I do see your comment. I will update the audio levels. And then also hello to Oliver and Sean over on Behance. If you guys are tuning in for the live stream, we do have other shows going live today. We have my new show right after this for File New, but then later in the day, we have a sports design show called Design Sprint with Steven Overturf, and that's over on Twitch, as well as Edit Like a Pro with CA in LA, which is a video editing show. We also have a bunch of content planned for tomorrow, all here on YouTube. So if you are interested in seeing more shows, make sure you check that out. Make sure you join the Discord. It's linked in the description for you, where this schedule will always be posted, like on Mondays. And then also you can have conversations about the show when we're not live and stuff. So yeah, more or less, hope to see you in more shows. But we're also excited for everything that you have going on here. Hello to Shauna as well. If you guys have questions while we're going, comments, you name it, let me know, and I will pass them over to Alex while he is working feverishly in Illustrator. So I'm going to switch back over to his screen, and I am going to look at those audio levels and let me know if I fix them. So
It's always
now it's
fun.
back to you.
Real time doing audio. That's always good.
I hate audio, man. No matter how much I prep or how much I like mess with it, I will always hate it. Like it's invisible. And we're very visual people, I feel like, you know?
Exactly, exactly. All right,
Um,
chat. If you're looking at my screen, you're like, wow, how did he get this blank white screen? I do that with Shift Command H or Shift Command or Control H, and it gives me the full artboard. I always love to start my brands here. Today, we're going to be doing Mr. Ryan's brand, and it's
Mr.
just going to be
Ryan.
Mr. Ryan. So we're just gonna have some fun with it. I always love having chat be my hovering art director. So if you have any suggestions or things that you want to see, this brand is wide open for any of your thoughts, comments, concerns, or feedback. So
Um,
we'll take
so
that.
let's see. I'm like worried about like what I want to put forward for myself, you know? Like, am I cool, calm, and collected, or are we more, genuine and we make it nice and terrifying and anxiety
It's
ridden?
true. Yeah, yeah. You tell me. We can do
Just
a little bit of
melting into
column
a
A,
puddle at
column
any given
B.
moment.
Yeah, exactly. So, you're like an all caps kind of guy or just a
Yeah,
capital
right.
case kind of guy?
I wish I wasn't in all. I want to be brave enough to do like title case and stuff, and I always
Yeah.
feel like I start out with title case and
Yeah.
then I backtrack it. And I'm like, no, it doesn't look uniform enough. But I love it when I see other people being able to, I don't know, to confidently work through it.
There
Uh,
you go. I'm trying to get you your anxiety. Oh, too much anxiety too.
too much, right on brand. You're great.
Okay, this is perfect. Nailed it. Look at that. That's done. That's
Wow, wow, that's the whole brand. That's the whole thing right there.
done. Hey, tune in next week, everybody.
I will say we are watching X Files, which I've never watched before, just to get
Okay.
into like October.
Hmm.
And their opening screen is really funny because at one point they just have the words like paranormal activity, just like in this kind of like fuzzy font, just come towards the screen. I'm like, the 90s
Yeah,
were a different time. Like,
they
uh,
were, and I'm here for it. Let's go back. It was simpler back then.
like when your shows just said what they were. It's like if you ever like drive down the street, you just see a store that's just called like nails. You're like, all right, I know what they do. All right. um,
Exactly.
but so you're approaching a new brand here. I know it's me, but in general, you are just approaching a new brand. You have sometimes your own show when you're working
Yep.
on like um, design work. How do you normally start a design? Do you kind of throw everything on a wall? Do you like to like follow one approach first and then another, or like what's your kind
Yeah.
of design process normally start like?
I think that my normal process is really rooted in strategy. And I know that's kind of a cop out, but it's so important because I think you have to kind of like fight your like instinct to just like jump in there and start making stuff. And I find that
Right.
oftentimes when I have that first urge, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be amazing. I love it. And then like the client's like, yeah, but we agreed upon something else. And it's like, yeah, I know, but isn't this cool? And it's like, it's just a waste of time. So to like be more efficient, I would prefer to just get all the strategy, get all the alignment, all that, and then start working from there rather than, jumping in. So yeah, once we get all of the strategy agreed to, then I'm all hands in deck. I don't typically go sketching in a notebook anymore. I
Oh, okay.
typically do
All digital.
everything all digital. I do what I just did, where like Command Shift H and then go to the top far left corner, and then I just keep riffing horizontally and vertically until it's like full, and then I might do a cut down of the work and then kind of take it from there. But like for this purpose, I know I really wanted to show like the gradients and the patterning tool. So I'm approaching this from a perspective of like, how do I build some assets or interesting elements early on and then start getting into like more informational, like how you can use these tools.
Mm-hmm.
So like this, like that idea that you had like of the anxiety thing and then this scribble technique uh, on just by doing an effect in Illustrator, I think is like kind of interesting. It could become like a pattern for like maybe a soccer jersey or something here. So I'm kind of like just taking the shapes and this like type and then just kind of playing with it. And I'm like, okay, this seems interesting. Is there something here that I could turn into a pattern or
Right.
like a design element? Um,
It is
and like pre,
interesting to see you go in and just immediately kind of start approaching them as shapes more so than letters. Like immediately having the like the L, stretching it and thinning it out
Mhm.
to get kind of more than just the letter forms themselves. It's nice to see that. Um, Also, I'm getting a flack in the Behance chat for never seeing X Files before. Clever's
They're,
excited
they're
about Mulder,
ruthless.
but Jacob has also never watched X Files, so we are not.
Oh, okay. Then you're
We're not
fine.
entirely. Have you ever seen X Files?
Yeah, I turned it off as a kid because it was too scary.
Yeah, right. See, now
Yeah,
now we're adults, so now we can finally kind of approach it and get to a good
yeah.
spot.
That's because your tolerance for scary things is much higher than mine. I'm
Oh,
like, no,
really? You're not a horror film guy?
I'm such a baby. Like, I'm still like, people are saying that the Alien, whatever the new Alien show is really good,
Mm-hmm.
World or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know, man.
You know
The
you can't
movie's
do
kind of scary.
it.
Like, and I like watch Raised by Wolves and everything. It's just like I didn't love the like ending creatures and Raised by Wolves. I was like, nah, it's not. I don't love this part.
It's not for everyone, and I feel you. I definitely watch them in a very embarrassing pose, but I do watch horror films.
Okay.
And especially in October, I power through. We're watching Exorcist last night. No, not Exorcist. We were watching Poltergeist last night. Um,
Hmm.
which like a lot of times if they're far enough away, if they're made in the 80s, like you can see the special effects, which makes them less scary.
Yeah.
Um, but Steve says he lived in the town where they made X Files, so that
Oh.
tracks for Steve. He's always a little out
He's
of
been
this
a little
world.
off.
Also, welcome into Penny. If you guys have any questions about what's going on screen or anything, please let me know.
Yeah.
Um, Allison wants to know what you're going to be for Halloween.
Ooh. Last year I was Karl Lagerfeld.
Okay, that's
Uh,
fine.
it was
That was
so
wasn't that
good.
the was that the Met theme a year
It
ago or
was the
two
Met
years
theme, I think 2 years ago.
2 years
So
ago? And you were like,
I'm
I
a
am
late
going to the
bloomer.
Met Gala.
Exactly. Honestly, okay, so my girlfriend really loves Halloween, but I don't like spending money for like single use items like that.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I got a black suit and then I got like a little like Karl Lagerfeld white ponytail wig,
Yeah.
some like gloves, and a little choupette. Uh, Choupette's his cat, for those of y'all that are not in the know. When Karl Lagerfeld died, this cat inherited a private jet and a handler. The handler that has been taking care of the cat forever. So, uh, ideally, when I die, I would like to become Karl Lagerfeld's cat. Uh,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say when you die, you need to get your private jet for your cat.
no,
You're like, I
no.
don't like spending money on one-off Halloween costumes, but I did get a private jet, and so
Yeah, jets. I I hope that everybody in chat gets private jet money. Okay,
real quick for I'm sorry I distracted you.
there you go.
For the pattern that you just worked on, could you just walk
Yeah,
through real quickly how you pulled that off and how you got it to kind of do that grid
absolutely. So I'm
and
gonna actually do it again because I don't know if I love that little pattern that we did. So
okay.
just like I love to like riff on patterns really quickly. So what I'm doing is I just took the shapes like the L that you saw earlier. I've condensed it down. I like the width of this like squiggle. So I was like, okay, maybe there's something in there that we can play with. Now I'm like, okay, maybe we can make like a Burberry style plaid check pattern or some like tweed. I don't know. Fashion Week. I've been watching too much Fashion Week stuff lately, so my mind is very much in like textile world. So that's what I'm doing. So I go grab the objects that you want to make a pattern out of, click Object Pattern, Make, and then it opens up this kind of by default. It's just the grid system. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And that looks really fun and kind of interesting already. And you can play with the height and the width, and you get them closer together. If you press shift, it does like larger increments. And now I can have them like all running into each other. So like I could see that being like a pattern for a garment maybe. So
Right.
maybe we'll just keep this grid. I'll just keep that, and that will automatically go into your swatch. If you just open it up by double clicking it back up, it says new pattern two. Obviously, you know, this is how I do things. It's always going to be new pattern one, two, three, four, five. But please label your layers. Do as I say, not as I do.
Story of
It's
my life.
the exactly. I wanted to show you the real design experience.
Yeah. This is how it actually gets done by pure chaos.
Yeah, yeah. We're moving fast here. We don't have time for names. We're on a new pattern number name basis. All right, so I'm
Also,
gonna make
Oliver
another.
saying private cat pilot sounds like a cool job. I don't know. Cats aren't always the kindest creatures. I have a cat that I love, but he doesn't love strangers, and I just imagine flying a plane and being attacked by a cat.
Well, yeah. I mean, there. Okay, y'all. There is a separation between the guest quarters and the cat's quarters. Obviously, it's not a. It's a private jet. It's not a Cessna. Okay. Like,
Yeah.
I think you guys are thinking too poor here. You need to think like,
You think larger, larger.
yeah, yeah. It's not. I'm not saying like Taylor Swift or like Drake levels of plane here, but I'm saying like it's big enough for a handler and a cat. Okay,
Right.
and like,
Okay.
yeah, it's
Sorry.
Karl
I
Lagerfeld
need to
here.
dream bigger. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Push your creative boundaries here.
Oliver just says, just close the cockpit door. you know,
Exactly.
you know what? I don't know. I'm also imagining like a military one where they have like just a seat for the pilot, like
It's
just a
it's
cat.
like it's like one of those military ones that they like jump paratroops out
Yep.
the back or whatever. Just little
Um,
cats with parachutes ready to jump into Fashion Week. So the grids the grid pattern system is great. It's classic, whatever. But really my favorite typically is to use the hex system by column or by row, depending on what the pattern is. So what you can see here is if I click the hex by column grid, I can obviously, like I said earlier, I can increase the widths and the heights of these bounding boxes. But what starts to get to interesting is if I just take this element and then I turn it, it starts to go diagonal and in interesting ways. So I can like play with it, hanging off the like each edge of this like repetition bounding box. So
right.
if you wanted to, you could like make an icon and we can do a generation real quick. Let's see here. What do you want me to generate? What is your brand about?
What is my brand about? Um, you want to just do coffee?
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Let's do coffee. I mean,
All right.
like we were talking earlier, right before we went live, about pounding some coffee for the live
Yeah.
stream. And I went and I grabbed some. I tend to drink my coffee just black, which isn't great for my teeth. But
Mm.
uh,
Mhm.
I also wish there was a line at coffee stores that were only for black coffee drinkers, because like I don't want to stand behind five people getting all these weird like frappuccino stuff when I just walk in. I'm like,
All right.
just
All
pour it
right.
really quick and let me
Okay.
out.
All right. All right. Get out of here. All right. I see
Oh,
you. All right.
what's your go-to coffee drink?
I'm a latte guy. Okay. I'm pretty
Okay, that's
simple.
still not
Full of
that
noodle.
complicated.
No. Okay. But like, you gotta, this is a coffee shop is a third space. We need those. We need to be
Yeah,
able to be
I
around
agree.
people. So,
But I also don't think
Mr.
I need to
Drive-Through
wait
Coffee
20
Guy,
minutes when you could just pour it, you know? Let me pour it.
this is your time.
Yeah. Jacob says
You got-
espresso line, but with
uh,
all caps for the presso, I guess for like pressed for time. But Clever agrees with me, so I'm not alone.
get out of here. You guys are turning on me. Hmm. Interesting. So what
Allison
I'm
wants to
doing.
know where you're
Okay.
from originally because you keep saying y'all.
Oh, I'm from. I'm a Texas boy.
You're a Texas boy, and she also
Yeah.
drinks a flat white.
Oh, that was the
Which
Aussie over there.
yeah, all right.
So what
Um,
I'm doing here is using the generate vector tool within Illustrator. I typed in coffee. Do you want a coffee icon or you want like a picture or a scene? I think like I don't know. It's your brand.
oh, I don't know.
Do a coffee
That's why I
icon.
hired you.
Okay, you're right. You know what? I'm sorry. You're right. My
I'm
bad.
just a data analyst,
Mm.
analyst, not analyst. Oh no. The IRS is pulling up. He's not what he says he is. But so you went to just generate, you gave it kind of a prompt for it, and it's going to kind of
Yeah, and I
punch
give it a
out a
reference
vector
of
for us, right?
the O, which I yeah, okay. And
Hey,
I really
hey, that was a black O. You know what I mean? That was just like a
yeah,
black coffee. Oliver said the
yeah, I was
data
like
what now? Don't worry about it. Steve also drinks a flat white. He says more coffee, less fruit stuff. See, that's why I'm just all black white, baby. It's just all coffee. I do water it down sometimes though, which I feel like is a crime,
oh,
but
so
it's
you're
fine.
doing like an Americana. So wait,
Kind
are
of,
you
but
doing like
Americanos are
pour
annoying.
overs? Oh my god. Hot takes. Ryan.
I'm gonna get canceled. Coffee canceled. Not again. I already built myself back up from last time. Just kidding.
I'll never recover from this.
I'll never recover from this financially, data wise.
You're gonna be banned from every coffee shop, and I'm kind of here for it.
Hey, maybe I'll
Uh,
just open my own. I'd love to open my own coffee shop, but I don't get up early enough in the morning.
it's like being a baker. It's like that sounds great until you're up at 5
3 a.m.
a.m.
Yeah.
Or sorry, no, what am I? I'm the lazy baker. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna be up at 5. I'm gonna be
We'll be
serving
there at 5. Don't worry.
croissants at 6 p.m.
Yeah. All
Uh,
right. So we're going back into generate vectors though, and we are doing coffee icon again. We're doing the
so I realized
artwork style.
I pulled the reference from I guess just the circle,
Hmm.
and I assumed that the effect wasn't applied or like didn't pull the effect. So what I ended up doing was screenshotting the actual. Okay, that's
Okay. See, but now it kind of understands more what you're doing here
yeah.
because
So
I
I
guess
ended up
before it like
image
needed to be
tracing it.
expanded or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I was worried that the expand still has the effect on it because you can kind of see that like bounding box. I was like, screenshot it, image trace it, then have this kind of texture thingy happening.
Right.
So let's see here.
Also, welcome into DJ. He says, "What up?" Period. Not a question. Just what up? Period.
What up?
What up?
Sky's up. Man, I'm the worst. I do too many dad jokes.
Yeah. Not even a dad, right?
Not even.
Not even
I'm just culturally appropriating.
a dad. Yeah. Um, but it's cool. It's cool that it was able to understand the negative space there and kind of place in imagery for a coffee cup from above. It also did some really cool stuff with the weird, like bubbles of
Yeah,
the liquid.
that's like the other generations it made were not as
That third one
awesome.
feels like a Microsoft clip art right there,
Oh,
mixed with like a
oh.
007 spin.
Okay. Well, we can maybe we'll make this work. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll see. All right. So we got that. Maybe we can. Okay. Let's see what happens whenever we do the pattern make. Oops, that's not it. Pattern. It was right there. Object pattern. Generate patterns. All right. I'm going to. Can I reference? I can reference. Let's do a anxiety filled coffee shop for flat. Nope. For black
Black coffee
coffee.
only.
Uh, but I don't know. It was the worst prompt ever. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, no, I like to just kind of always see where it lands you. It's throwing in random words or what I also love about AI is well, clip me on that one. No, with
You heard it here, chat.
yeah, right. No, the one of the things is that typos really aren't a thing. Like I can punch that keyboard with the worst spelling, whatever, and it doesn't shame me for it. It always understands, and I'm always like, okay, this is definitely an update from like 3 or 4 years ago, where you would like put one wrong letter, and an entire system would tell you that it doesn't understand what you're trying to get at.
Yeah, I can see you over there just prompt generating by smacking your face across the keyboard.
It'll figure it out. It'll be good.
All right,
Um,
these are like too wholesome.
oh, okay. Sure.
All right, chat, hold on. All right, we're gonna actually do a
Back up.
tutorial here real quick. All right, so
Okay.
we got. I can't even do that. I'm just like, get out of here, tutorials. All right, so we got the pattern. So we're gonna make the pattern. We can go into this corner, double click into the boop boop. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we got our pattern that we're building with the hex rotate. We can kind of stretch that out if we want. That way it gives us a little bit of like kind of
Starting to kind of look like a
consist.
waveform almost.
Yeah, that's not. We know the audio thing is like your favorite. So
Yeah, right. Because I love audio.
can you hear me? Testing. There we go. So we got like that. We got a little, yeah, it's a little waveformy, little audio. We got a little bit of like thickness, a little bit drawn out. So we're gonna take that pattern. I'm just gonna make my marquee. I'm gonna grab that pattern, double click it, boom, there. If you want to change, like, you can change where it's cropped. If you like where it's cropped, cool, and you want to like transform it, you can go to transform and scale. You can
Okay.
turn on transform patterns, which is super duper helpful. And then from
Always pay
there,
attention to your checkboxes.
yeah, because sometimes if you don't have your settings checked, then you're like, why is this doing this? So
Yeah.
by doing that, now you can make sure that your pattern is locked and you can move it around the artboard freely, and it's not just going to change the cropping, which is awesome. And now you can go in and you can add it to your library. So I'm going to open up my libraries panel, and I'm going to make my artboard and create a new library. So
Do you tend to
boom.
use a lot of libraries like for each brand that you make or
It
brand that you
depends
work
on the
with?
brand, the project. Like the Carbon
Yeah.
6 one, we ended up making a bunch of libraries because the
Hmm.
handoff team was like 6 designers. So we made sure like grading systems were handoffable. We had all the patterns and everything were already built out and all that. So yeah, it really just depends on the client. Sometimes we'll just make, files and hand it off. Sometimes they want like really robust design systems. So yeah, it 1000% is just really depending on
It
budget and
goes from client to
timelines.
client. I mean, that makes
Yeah.
sense. I tend to sometimes ride out not using a library for too long, and then like I take the 5 minutes it takes to put everything into a library, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, this would have saved me hours of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with like global colors and stuff. Like
Of
if you're
course,
making,
global color.
yeah,
I find
that
myself like
that
selecting each object and changing the color, and I'm like, I know there's functionality to fix this. So I
yeah
am being lazy and making my life harder.
yeah. Whenever you're lazy for too long and then it ends up biting you, it's
Yep.
a toughie. What? Okay, if
Oliver,
you were an
in
anxiety brand,
response,
yeah, go.
would say again.
Well, if you were an anxiety-ridden coffee shop, what color palette would you be?
Oh, red and brown. That's what I'm always saying.
Same, same.
um, no, probably
Just like
something towards red though. Red, definitely
okay,
red. Not the
well,
brown.
not the brown.
Not the
Okay,
brown. But maybe an orange would be closer though, where it could still kind of be in that world
okay.
of
So
brown towards coffee, but just red and brown was could be
got
like my high school colors at one point. I think were like brown and yellow, and I was like, why? Who chose this? It was like
my
designed in the '70s.
college my college soccer teams well I guess the whole university but
Just the
had
soccer
to wear
team.
the soccer team stuff is like that gross like it's a great forest green but then pairing it with an orange is just
Yeah.
tough and it wasn't like in the cool ironic sense it was like the clashy sense
Yeah,
um
no,
it
it
was like
was before it was like ironic design was mainstream.
yeah exactly and like it's a university so it's it's like it's got the athletic type with outlines of orange and
Yeah, it's
whatnot.
rough. Oliver's saying that when he does the prompts, it sometimes gives him slightly passive aggressive things that say prompts are only supported in English, which I
Oh
have never
my god.
gotten. But I don't even know if that's even passive aggressive. That's just that's just shameful.
I would get sassy. Like I already get sassy with like calling like AT&T or whatever, where it's like
Uh-huh.
just automatic voice and it can't hear you or it's like not interpreting what you're saying and I just start like adding
Yeah,
to my own
man.
problems by just like talking to it like it's a human instead of being like yes, no, like just
Right, right. Not giving the prompts back, just like instead.
yeah. talking about my life journey
Talking
to
about
how
my
I
oh,
got to this phone call with AT&T.
that's great. All right, so we're about halfway through
Yeah.
our
So I'm just
stream.
making you a
Uh,
color palette real quick.
you're working through a color palette. If you guys are just joining us now, we are. This is the first show of the day. We are going over gradients and pattern tools with Alex Lazaris, great designer. You can check out some of his other stuff both on his webpage, but also you can check out some replays of Design Sprint or was it Buck? Not Buck the Chuck. The
Stump the
chump the
chump.
stump, stump the chump, stump the chump. Uh, yeah. Uh, and then we have File New coming up after this, which is a new show for creators, designers, and artists alike. Gives you a bunch of updates of the creative world. Then we have Design Sprint, which Alex, I feel like you would be excited about, which is a bunch of sports design. It's with our buddy Stephen Overturf, and he goes through different athletics and different design approaches to that whole ecosystem that is the sports world. Then we have Edit Like a Pro, video editing over on Twitch as well with CA in LA, and that is at 12:30 p.m. Pacific, which would be 3:30 Eastern, and that is all about video editing. So make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you join the Discord. We have an Adobe Live Discord where you can join conversation when we are live and when we are not live. Resources, you name it. Talk to different streamers, talk to other viewers, and everything between. But like I said, we're about halfway through, so we're still here for another about 20 so minutes, 23 to be exact. And we'll just be getting into it. So if you have questions, comments, hopefully not concerns, throw them in the chat, and I'll make sure that we pass it along. But yeah,
Yeah. Sick. Yeah, chat.
while we
Me and my
were
art
doing my
director.
long spiel, you were pulling up some more colors. How are you
Yeah.
getting the different tones of like gray or red? Are you just adding black and white, or do you
Yeah.
go to the
I'm
color
keeping
wheel
it
and
pretty
change
simple.
hues?
We can show chat how to use the color wheel.
Okay.
That seems probably pretty helpful. All right.
Do you tend to use color wheel approach when you're creating brands, or do you like to kind of find based on eye first and then go from there? Also, hello to Goose and Patrick. I do see you guys here. So
It depends. I know I keep saying it depends, but it really does depend on the client and like the project. So like if I need it to be a super robust, like the Carbon 6 one, I needed a bunch of different colors that kind of work together, and we built a bunch of guidelines around like how they should pair. And we even had this really nifty flywheel around how they should pair for each brand,
oh,
uh,
cool.
which is I think super helpful. So you can get really detailed with like, all right, cool. This is the sub brand, and this is how this works with these colors, and kind of choosing different across the color wheel.
Right.
But for this one, I feel like I might add some contrast and colors, especially because we're about to do some gradient stuff just for fun. But I kind of feel like limiting the color palette to like a monochromatic one instead of trying to balance like oranges and blues and reds and all these other things. I was like, all right, we only have 30 minutes left. I want to make sure we get something like pretty at the end of this, more like interesting to look at. It's your brand. I want you to be happy with it by the end of this exploration. So, like, well, we would have started in a completely different direction. So we're gonna go
I'm
into
already happy with everything that we've already accomplished today.
perfect.
I've learned some more stuff about patterns and being able to kind of procedurally create them more so than in my experience when I'm normally like making a square and then doing an offset and then adjusting the in-betweens and then bringing it back and saving it out. But
Kind of interesting. Just like, have you used this before? The generative recolor. It's always really fun because like sometimes you can get very like fall, winter, whatever cool colors and stuff. But like even just throwing in, I always love to throw in just the most random prompts into some
yeah,
of those things, like especially the color one because there's a lot
because
of
like what are
interpretation.
words to colors exactly?
Yeah, exactly. It's like we're keeping with the anxiety filled colors for a coffee shop vibe. And like so I think some of these,
A
especially this like
pink blue with puke tan is a bold choice.
just
Like,
all your walls are gonna be this
yeah, gross.
the mucus
Although
green.
honestly, late aughts, like everything like we were in Tuscany and everything kind of did have those colored walls for a good
Yeah,
5 years.
yeah. I can see a beautiful a snot yellow green
Snot
couch out
yellow.
of leather.
Welcome to our coffee shop. We have some snot yellow. Penny Doodle says, "I love regenerative recolor."
Awesome.
So yeah, we've got some fans in the chat. But no, it's
Woo.
fun, especially when you have a composition and then you're just kind of like the colors aren't working. I just want to have something approach that wouldn't even be anything that I would approach it like. That's where I
Mhm.
like to get out of my comfort zone. Um, but yeah,
So have I added these to swatch? Okay, let me do that real quick. So what I'm gonna do is add this to the swatches. I added it to my libraries, which you can see over there. I'm going to just add manually in swatch. Add these in, and then I'll show you why.
that's another. Yeah, I know we were talking about earlier about being lazy. It's like adding swatches.
Yeah,
That's a big thing that I should do more than I do. And whenever I do it,
yeah,
I'm always like, this makes life so much easier. Why am I not doing this all the time?
exactly. All right, so I've got these. Oh, I've already got duplicates of them. I gotta delete those. Delete those. Already did. Trash can. Trash can. Look at this. Chat, we're cleaning stuff up already. Wow, amazing. So what you can do now is you can go in there, select the colors that you want, and then go to where is it?
Also, I loved the I know we pulled up like a few minutes ago, but I loved the color combination like animation you had going on there.
mm,
Was that your idea? Like how did that come about?
I feel like gradients naturally want to move
Mm-hmm.
so much. We needed like a logo intro for the brand, so we ended up animating this originally as like a reveal. That we did
Yeah.
like a countdown for the socials and stuff like that. But I think what, yeah, I think gradients just have a natural like kinetic aesthetic to it. And I
Yeah.
just want to like kind of embrace that as much as possible. There's a really great artist called Felipe Pantone. He's in
Yep.
Spain and he does like a lot of just really kinetic art, and it's just really,
He
really
does like
cool. So
the
if you like that,
blue, white, orange. Um, like he leans into the whole PowerPoint forbidden gradients, and
exactly.
that's kind of his color palette, honestly. But he like leans into it so much so that it kind of works out. Not kind of, it definitely works out.
Yeah,
I feel like he was kind of revolutionary in the way of kind of bringing gradients back into mainstream.
absolutely. So if you select your colors in the swatch tools, you can go in and then select those four that you have, and then click gradient, and then it'll just
Boom.
automatically create the gradient for you now, which is huge. So
Huge.
huge. And now you can just go in and start playing with things. So I recommend if you are going to do that, though, make sure you have your layers from like dark to light or whatever you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
just to simplify your own
That
pain.
way you don't have to do too much work secondarily.
Exactly. It's a nice
Starting to
gradient,
feel
actually.
like a go-kart racing coffee shop.
Perfect. That's all I
Yep.
wanted.
Yeah,
Get
just
the
grab it.
checkerboard pattern, get the all that in there.
Yeah.
We're going to add this now also to your Creative Cloud libraries. These are
Thank you.
all within 2025. So now I can hand this off to you at the end of the stream and you'll be like, I have everything I need. I am set up for success. I'm ready to go pitch Zuckerberg on this next investment. Move
Invest
over AI.
in my coffee shop that doesn't open until 11 a.m. That's great. No, I
When
do
I
have an
was,
idea for a coffee shop that I would love to have, but my husband is very much like he's like I would be the one that is constantly opening the coffee shop. You would never be there. I'm like, you know what? You're
yeah,
not wrong, but I've got big ideas. I've got big
yeah,
ideas.
I'm the ideas person.
Yeah, right. I'm the creative brain here.
In
Well, wait,
case
what are
you
you doing
didn't know,
there? What
chat.
was that?
Oh yeah, I'm getting crazy with it. So right next to your grading tool is the mesh tool, and you can just click on things and add a mesh point. And it's
Okay.
one of my other favorite things to do. So you just grab those anchor points in there, and then you can grab your favorite boopity bops, your little anchor points, favorite swatches, throw that in there, and then you can make really cool. Just grab the correct anchor points.
Wait, so that's working with the fill tool? What is it? I've never seen
You've
this.
never seen this? Oh,
I've
I
never
love
seen
it.
this.
Oh my God.
I've
Welcome
used
to the
the
future.
other gradient tool where you have the little circles and you move the circles around,
Hmm
but I've never
hmm
seen this division thing
Yeah.
going on
So
here.
this one's really cool. So we'll just take it from the top. Just make your like whatever shape you want. So your like
Okay, this is a regular
marquee
square
tool, just a
with a
regular
regular fill.
square. And then you just go to the mesh tool.
The mesh
And then
tool,
you
which
can
is the
divide
U
this.
keyboard.
Yep, it's the U
Okay.
keyboard. You can put this anywhere you want on here. I recommend like, I don't know, starting off with like thirds if you really want to. But if you
And it
want, you could just
expands the shape. So is that now four shapes?
no.
It's still one shape. Okay.
It's still one shape, and whoa, I can transform these anchor points just like I would any actual path.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
you can use this however you want, where you're just like a pen tool, right?
Right.
But the cool thing is, whenever I do that, so a good example is now whenever I'm in back into this original one we did,
Mm-hmm.
now if I want to do this, I can move this around. So I can start to get this really cool dynamic shape happening
And so the
where
anchor points have the colors, but
correct.
as a whole, the if we're looking at the color swatch on the left hand side here, when you select the whole shape, it's just going to show you a regular color.
Correct. hmm
Fascinating.
So
Yeah,
no,
I've
if
never
you
seen
click
that.
it, it's going to give you that mystery thing as a
Mm-hmm.
shape. It's like I'm confused. There's too many different colors happening here.
Because it's not necessarily your gradient that you pulled from. It's just
Correct.
you pulling from colors that you had in your swatches.
Yeah. So you're just well, if you click that, and then whenever you click on the actual anchor itself, it's
Mm-hmm.
that's the
Then it tells you
color.
what it
So
is.
you're good. So yeah, this essentially this was what we did before the light bubble gradient tool that happened.
Right.
This is
Okay.
like kind of how you did it. The cool thing is like you can do everything that that tool does too, and you like increase the intensity and like have the light layers kind of like fight each other, the colors themselves. So you can kind of like have a sharper layer. I
Yep.
don't think that the sharpness really works as well, so I like to keep it soft still and kind of have this like kinetic, like very flowy feeling to it still.
Interesting. Yeah, because
Yeah.
a lot of times I get down that rabbit hole of the colors interacting with each other and them not blending exactly the way that I want to. So it's interesting if I could literally create a grid to say I
hmm
want the black to kind of bump out here a little bit more, that you can have
Yeah.
direct control over that, which is nice.
Exactly, exactly. That exactly because the other one is like just kind of like circular, whereas this
Hmm.
is like as many anchor points as you want. And then you can like I think you can add to it. No, you can't. Uh, you can add to the exterior. No, you can't.
Do you have
So
any gradients in your own branding?
no, my
No.
the Lazarus branding. I need to build a case study on it. The intention behind my branding was like very clean and let the work kind of like have it just be a
The,
gallery
the
for
the
the
center
work.
stage, right?
Yeah, and then like each case study itself has like its own custom like color palette for the brand itself to kind of
Right.
be like an anchor point for it. And then we've got this like neon racing green just to kind of bring back some personality to it. But then like even the logo like on the homepage, like I want it to intentionally be like my logo doesn't matter. It's about the client's logo. So just kind of like play with it and put like a copyleft logo instead of a copyright logo. So anybody who
Oh
wants to
wait,
can
give it
like
1 second. It seems to be doing this weird thing where it
mess. Oh,
fades
it's
out
like
your screen, which I'm sorry
oh,
guys, I am gonna get that
no, you're good.
fixed. But oh, I did it again. I wonder what it is. It must be
Maybe it's my
something with
site.
the
It could be
your
Chrome.
website. But it's cool with the this shifting A and how many different kind of like forms of one letter form you can kind of cycle through.
Yeah, I
It's
think we
really
put
neat.
like seven different typefaces or whatever built on there. We got Comic Papyrus in there because you know
Really snuck that in there.
it's it's not it's not me if it's not Comic Papyrus.
That's amazing.
So, so yeah, that's where we're at. So I think we got like 15 minutes left. What do you want? You want a billboard?
We have about like
Like
10 minutes left. Not even
oh, you're
15.
right.
I
Time's
want a
flying when
billboard.
you're
Oh
having
yeah,
fun.
sure. Let's do it.
Let's get you some anxiety. Anxiety.
Right. Dochi got it first.
Doji's so good.
Um, by the way, for your website where we were just looking at
Mhm.
with the letter forms, did you hire a web developer or do you do coding?
I My buddy Dave, shout
Mm-hmm.
outs to Dave, built it all for us.
That's really
He,
cool.
him and his buddy built it, built out all the case studies and everything, and then worked with him on it. And now I do all the maintenance. But yeah,
Dave, yeah.
he really pushed Webflow to the edges for us on this project, and
Gotcha.
it took like a year. I think we worked on it for like a year. As a very intense labor of love.
But you guys heard it here first. If you want a website redesign, Lazarus
Yeah,
Studios, there you
yeah,
go.
they,
Alex is going to do it firsthand.
yeah. My buddy's like, I'm not working on the site ever again. This was too much. I was like, yeah, I get that. I don't want to touch it anymore either. But we got more case studies to put on there.
Like I said, I don't make the rules. It just time goes forward. They're like, you definitely make the rules. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this is all self-inflicted. It's like, I get it.
Penny says Dave killed it, which I agree. It looks very
Yeah,
cool.
Dave did kill it. I'll pass along the compliments to the chef. He cooked on this one.
Wonder how long that's gonna last.
I don't know,
The
but
the
I'm
the
here for
cooking
it.
and eating. Like we're very food centric lately.
Oh, somebody asked about Halloween costumes. Last year, I went to an event and I saw somebody in a Carmy from the Bear outfit. And maybe it's because it's LA, but I swear this guy was like a stunt double for him. His mannerisms were so on point. His
Really,
outfit was just like the white tee with the blue like apron or whatever, but he was just like he acted like Carmy so one to one. It was the best costume I've ever seen.
that's amazing. Also, I'm getting notes that my audio is crackly, which I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know. This is the stream from my nightmares today.
Thanks.
Not because of you, Alex. You're great. You're great, dude. But technically, it is slapping me in the face. So thank you guys for powering through. Um, yeah, I got a ping about it. So if you guys are also hearing it, let me know. Are you hearing it, Alex? Do I sound crackly to
It's a
you?
little, it's a little crunchy sometimes,
It's a
but you
little
know what?
crunchy. Why are you
When
crunchy?
you're having fun with friends, it doesn't matter.
It's annoying. All right. Vandal saying gradients are a stepchild in Adobe libraries. Not sure
No,
what
they're
that means,
not.
but yeah,
Not
sure.
anymore. We got a gradient right here in
We
Creative
love
Cloud
stepchildren.
libraries. Boom, boom, pow.
Stepchildren are just as important as regular children. You can quote me on that. Clip that.
We're doing great for your brand today.
We're really doing wonders. The good news is no one's gonna want to watch it because my audio is so bad, so it's okay.
I'll watch it. I will be the four viewers. Let's put this here. Smart object in this pattern. Boop, 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 boop.
Sean is saying, I saw the best costume on TikTok last night. A woman going as Melissa McCarthy's character in Bridesmaids dressed as her with a bag of 9 golden retriever stuffed animals.
Oh my
Wow, that's a
gosh.
deep cut. That's a classic at this point now because Bridesmaids came out like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
When did it come out actually? 2011. So not 20 years ago, but like 14 years ago. So buckle up for that.
Are we getting get a new one? Or since
I hope
everything's
not.
like being
If that
remade.
comes back around. I don't know, but
It's like
we
how
can wait.
many Ghostbusters do we need before we get 15 bridesmaids?
Yeah, right. I like the Selby S for not rights reserved or anything, which just
That
Selby's
stands for
reserved.
anxiety.
Anxiety. It's spelled with an A traditionally, but here it's with an S.
It's French. It's quiet.
It's right. It's silent. Oh man. Well, it really came together.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
this is what the this is where it comes from. I don't know what copy we want for this. Uh, uh, only black
Black coffee.
coffee.
Everybody
Do
else get
not
out.
espresso yourself.
Good, good, good. Nice repression. Yep, 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 yep.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Boop, 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 boop. And then
Vandal says he likes the S copyright mark, which is good.
thank you.
You got some Clash
It's
Grotesque, which is a nice one.
yeah, your logo is also in Clash Grotesque, so
Yeah, so can you teach me? All right, so it's a lot of times if I make a word mark or whatever, and then I have like
Mhm.
headlines and stuff, I had like learned that you're not supposed to use the same typeface as your logo. But then
It's
at the same
not
time, it never feels
ideal.
cohesive enough.
Yeah. I try to find typefaces that I I I agree generally as a rule of thumb. I don't want to have
Espresso.
I'm going to be banned from Italy after this
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah. Just add it to the list.
Exactly.
But you tend to try to find ones that aren't within the
Yeah, the goal is
logo.
to complement the typeface and
Yeah.
not like be one to one because I think especially when I hand it off to a client, I don't want them to get I don't want headlines to compete with the logo. And that's
Right.
typically like people will oftentimes be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna just do like bold or black, whatever I did for your logo, and then that's the headline, and you're like, okay, well, that's tough. But I
Right.
would probably find like interesting characters. The O on this has maybe not enough interest, but like the R is interesting and the K is interesting. So I might find some typefaces that have like similar elements to like how the ligatures or the joinery is working,
Interesting.
uh,
Okay. And
and then
then
pair
from
it
there,
that
then you
way.
can kind of identify body copy typefaces.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay, the logo has like these elements. What can I do with it?
Yeah.
And how do I play off of it? And what's the intention behind it? Like
Even
even
though the
this like
K is not in the logo or whatever, but it is from the
yeah.
same family.
Yeah, because like, I feel like most of the time it's like homogeneous or like harmonious. Maybe it's not from the maybe if I was just going off the logo, it'd be like this Y kind of has like a deeper like kind of like it's not an ink trap, but I don't know the a well. I don't know. Type people are gonna get mad at me for my butchering of terms, but whatever. There's like a little like indent here that happens. Maybe
Yeah.
I'd find some like elements that another typeface would mimic it that or something like that. Um,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
we're at just about time now. But thank you so much for walking us through everything. Thank you for teaching us about gradients, about patterns, about libraries and swatches. Um, really fun to see the whole process come together after kind of just experimenting with stuff and then feel real cohesive at the end. Even putting it onto a quick mock-up, which is nice.
I'm
Um,
really excited about this. I feel like I want to see it as like a soccer jersey now. It has like all the elements of being like a rough and tumble brand.
yeah.
So I'm like, I could
So
see
we're going to
you
be securing
bigger.
funding soon. So
Exactly.
if you guys want to contribute to the GoFundMe,
Yeah.
just
If you find a
send me money.
sponsor,
Just
let
Venmo
me
me.
know. Yeah. I've got a cat jet I need to acquire.
um, where can we find you online? What's next from you? What
Yeah.
else?
I'm on wearelazarus.com. I don't really do social media all that often. And in person, I wherever you find me.
You can
And then
find me in
November,
person.
November,
Just
November, I
go
have a
share
stream
your
coming up.
location. Find my friends with everybody in the chat.
That'd be kind
Uh,
of sick, actually.
that'd be terrifying. Don't do
Yeah, probably not a good idea. Never mind.
that. Up next, we have file news, so I'll be back in just a few minutes. But once again, make sure you join the Discord. That way you can always have the schedule and you can hop in and out. I'm going to try to see if I can fix my audio before then. But thank you so much to Alex for joining us. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone in chat that was giving great commentary between Vandal and Allison, David, Oliver, all the regs. I don't have this open here. Goose, which is funny because it's actually just Steven, I think. Penny, Shauna. Thank you guys all for being here. Make sure you stick around. Yes, thank you, Jacob, for putting Alex's Instagrams and socials in there. And yeah, make sure you stick around. We'll be back here in just a few seconds. So,
Sweet. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Ryan. It's been fun.
bye.